Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take you on a little tour with my own studio and show you what I use when I do all the recording that I've been doing with all my music that I've done, the videos I've been putting out, and what my processes are and the equipment that I use. So without any further ado, let's head to the studio. Alright, so we're heading into my studio now, and this is what I'm using right now, and I'm currently in the process of working with it. This is what I have to work with, so here we go. So coming into the studio now, we'll go ahead and just take a quick peek around the room of what I'm working with. We'll start right back here. This is the back area, the back wall, or what we consider the back wall. Mostly this room that you're seeing is mostly just boarded off in a basement where it's boarded off by bookcases. I use the books in there to use as diffusion, so that way it keeps everything to a minimum as far as echo goes. And I have some lights to help with lighting in the room as much as I can. I have a couple mirrors. Don't really know why they're there, but they're there for just general use for the most part. This is everything that's right outside. And back here, we'll start back here, is I have my cologne set because it's a cool place to preserve the life of all the colognes. And then I have just some books, general storage stuff, so you can see some of the books that I've had that have definitely been very valuable to me over the last 4 years of my life. I have my cleaning kits up here, CDs of old songs that I actually recorded, which is nice to have to see how far I've came in my own personal journey as far as growth and also as a musician. You can see more. So that's what I have here. And then just general storage. And yes, I do have our Nintendo Switch, by the way. I do like to play my video games once in a while if you want to see gaming videos. So that being said, we'll keep going around the room. I have a light there. I have cords for just general use. If I need something specific, then it's all right there. Weights, which they're just more decorative at this point. Sometimes I'll use them for weightlifting to help stay in shape. Just with getting older, it's better to help stay in shape as much as I can. And then we're coming back here and coming over here. I have my Roquette 6 studio monitors that I've been very happy with. That I managed to get these at a really good price from someone on Marketplace for $100 or so, and they've worked really well since I got them. And it's a good way to get myself started out since I'm still kind of starting out. And then I have my iMac with my session that I have loaded up right now. A song I'm working on called Back from the Dead, which is a very good song. I'm going to have a video come out that's going to explain that song a lot more in detail. But you can see the session right now, of where everything is. And I got this Mac, and this is an iMac. I don't remember what the inch size, but it's a fairly decent sized screen. And it has a 500 gigabyte hard drive. And I got this used off of eBay, and I've had this computer for a few years now, and it's worked really great since then. And it came with both a mouse and a keyboard. And I have a mouse pad right here. That's nice to have. And then I have my audio interface, my PreSonus audio box right here, and I have my headphones, and I have two hard drives back here. This one I just got found and reprogrammed it for the computer today, where this is what I'm using for my projects now, and then I use that for all any extra backup. So I always have two hard drives working hand in hand with each other for in case if one crashes. And over here I have an interesting little custom miniature PA that I mostly use if I'm doing live practice in the studio, if I'm plugging in a microphone to sing, or if I'm just playing some music. So I've been happy with that. Over here I have my mic stand, which nothing really much to say about that. And down here I have my amplifier, which is a Spider 5 60 watt. It's a good little amp that I just use like for jamming around or doing any practicing with other musicians that I run into. It's a nice little amp. It has a lot of presets. I've been very happy with this amp. This is like my go-to amp that I use for live performances. I'm really happy with that. So now we're going to dive into all the guitars that I use personally, which I have 6 guitars total. And I'm going to dig each one out and show you guys each one of them and what I use them for specifically. So this is my first guitar. This is the Schecter Exotic Star. I bought this it's been a while, like 15 years ago. I've had some upgrades to it. I have like acoustic pickups in this one, which is really cool, where I can flip between the switch between doing an acoustic and doing an electric, so I can use both acoustic and also an electric sound with it, which makes it very helpful for certain music that I use. This one I typically have like in a standard E tuning, maybe a drop D, because this is what I use for most of my songs that are in those keys. So, because I feel like it's the most easiest to use, and plus I get the 24 frets, which most of the other songs I use don't usually need that many frets. And I do have another guitar that I use for 24 frets in lower tunings when I do need them, and that will be the next guitar. So the Exotic Star. I typically use like light strings on this one. That way it makes it easy to play, and also it doesn't have the clanking build-up sound. But yeah, this is one of the guitar that I learned how to shred on guitar with. So very nice guitar. So now I'll show you what's next. Now I want to show you what I like to call my Jackson, where this one I typically use in like C drop standard tuning, which is standard tuning tuned down about 4 half steps or 2 whole steps, where right here kind of see it's got nice black. And how I got this guitar, I got this along with the amp that I have, the Line 6. I got those with like a deal price of like $300 for both, which is actually pretty good for getting both of them. Give me an extra guitar that I can use for drop tuning. And I use like more heavier strings, so that way it's not going to sound clinky, but it's going to have like more of that like sound that you're going to hear with like a standard tuning. That's going to sound more like, that's going to also sound more in tune. So yeah, love this guitar. I use this on I use this on the Hero video. So yeah, that's this guitar. Now next. And here I actually have 2 Schecter guitars. This one's a Schecter. This is a 006 Deluxe. I've never actually heard of this guitar until I actually found it. This guitar, I think I got this one on Marketplace with a trade. End up trading guitars for one that works really well. This one I mostly use my lower drop tunings, like the Jackson. I use this for mostly like C dropped tunings, for those kinds of chords. And I've used these in my last 2 videos, which both of those use a C drop tuning, where it works really well for it. The fretboard doesn't quite go to 24 frets like the Jackson does, but it does go low enough for me to be able to get down here. So yeah, so I got this. I've been very happy with it. I had to fix some of the intonation on here, which helps keep it in tune. And yeah, seeing around it. So that's the Schecter 006 Deluxe. And here we are. We have the bass. Yeah. This used to be my brother's, and then I took ownership because he doesn't play anymore. And so it's a Fender Bass 4-string. I use this for when I record. Yeah, definitely some stickers and design to this one. But it's a good bass. I've used this for all the recording that I've done recently. So that way I get the bass guitar in. The one thing, if I had to complain about this, is that I've had to do some work with like the bridge to get it so that way it doesn't clink. And it's a pretty good bass overall. And it definitely gets the job done with what I need for the recording. So that's the bass that I use for my recordings. Now we dive into one of my favorite guitars, the Acoustic. I have an Acoustic Ovation where I use these on most of my acoustic tracks. Except for if there are like lower tunings, then I'll use the Schecter for the Exotic Star to use the Exotic Star to use for more of the drop tunings. But overall, this one is like one of my favorite out of all of them. For direct plug-in, it definitely is a very nice playing guitar. And plus, one of the reasons I got this, which I actually got for a pretty decent price about 10 years ago, is that it's one of my favorite guitarists, Al Di Meola, uses, where he uses a lot of the fast picking. I definitely can hit like the higher frets without the other one, because I'll have one more guitar that's not necessarily mine, but I'm going to put it in the video anyway. But this one has been a good guitar, and I definitely picked this up probably more than all the other guitars just to play. So that's my Ovation. And last but not least, this one I wasn't planning on putting on the video, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is my brother's Taylor. This is one that he got from a friend a while ago. It does do a plug-in. I don't use this for the recording, only because for certain types of music that I need to get more farther on the fret, and I'm limited on that when it comes to this. But this is like a good one to practice, just like some, even like jazz stuff. Yeah, this is out of tune, but it's like, this one's pretty good to just jam around on. And so this is the Taylor. And this is my studio. And that I'll have links in the description for anything that I use, so that way you can match my setup. If you want to match setups with me, you can take pictures and show me in the comments below if you want to do that. And if there's anything you want to see more of, put in the comments. I'll even take polls in the community about this. If you want to see more on the gaming side, I can do that. And you want to see the music and the gaming together, let me know if you want to see more of that. And as always, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button and make sure you share this with your friends, and also click the subscribe button and the notifications if you haven't already. Until next time, peace.